Hello, I'm Rabbi Katie Allen, the founder and rabbi of Mayan Tikva, a Wellspring of Hope, and the founder as well of Yeladim BaTeva, Children in Nature, our outdoor Jewish education for children program. And I'm here to share with you a little bit about the program. I will share some photographs and some information, and hopefully this will give you a sense of what the program is about. But you can always contact me at any point at rabbi@mayantikva.org. So I'm going to share my screen with some slides and other information to give you a better idea of what the program is about. Mayan Tikva Wellspring of Hope holds services outdoors all year long, was founded in 2008 and continues holding services and outdoor services, and now has a school for children. And our children, we call Yeladim, our children's program, we call Yeladim BaTeva, which means children in nature. Yeladim BaTeva provides joyful, hands-on, Torah-based learning for children in grades K through 8, led by passionate teachers with diverse backgrounds. We have wonderful teachers. We have children who enjoy being outside, as you will see from the coming pictures, and everything ultimately is based on Torah. So I'm giving you some images, some ideas, so you can get a sense of what our children are doing when they're outside in the woods. We meet primarily at Knobscott Scout Reservation in the Framingham-Sudbury area, and all of the that's our main place. We're there almost every time that we meet. And here's a quote from a parent. Yeladim BaTeva has been a great program for my two very active boys. They're learning about Judaism and Jewish values while burning off their extra energy. It's a win-win. So I want to introduce you to our teachers. Yeladim BaTeva director this year will be Rebecca Heisler, who is an intern with Yeladim BaTeva from Hebrew College. And she's in the rabbinical school at Hebrew College, and she has amazingly worked at Wilderness Torah, which is a program like Yeladim BaTeva, but in California, much more established, much bigger. It's been going on for a long time, and she's been working there for a long time. So she brings a lot of really good outdoor experience. She's led backpacking trips, and she has been a youth mentor, and as she said, she's a place-based Jewish educator and brings gentleness, compassion, liberatory frameworks, creative curriculum, and a laugh that fills the room. So I'm looking forward to working with Rebecca this coming year. Lizzie Cantor has been teaching with Mayan Tikva since 2019, and she teaches the older children. She is a science teacher with the Lynn Public Schools, and she's also worked in other public and Catholic schools, and she's a science teacher, so she brings her love of science as well as her experience with the Teva Learning Center doing outdoor Jewish education. So she's a wonderful asset. She loves Yeladim BaTeva, and she keeps coming back, which is a delight. Nina Katz joined our staff last year. She's an amazing amazing forager. She knows all about the plants. She says she's an enthusiastic plant and language geek. She also teaches our Hebrew classes, most of our Hebrew classes, and she's taught in homeschooling circles and herbalism programs, and so she has become a real asset and developing a Hebrew program that is unique and filled with learning Hebrew. First of all, it's very individualized program, but it's also teaches kids that Hebrew is a living language, teaches them about gender issues, and gets them reading and learning and understanding a little bit of what they are doing. So this is a great program that she's bringing. And Danielle Smith, this will be her second year working, and she works with the younger kids and second and third grades. And she majored in environmental studies at the University of Vermont. She also has experience with outdoor Jewish education, and she works in a Montessori school now, and she loves playing with fiber arts, rock climbing, and singing in the Jewish community, and she brings a lot of really delightful and joyful energy to our school. So Yeledi BaTeva focuses on the individual student, and this is so clear all the way through, no matter what age they are, including when they prepare for Bar Mitzvah. That's a very individualized program. The Hebrew, we're individualizing that so that each kid is working. We try to have 2 kids together with Hebrew, but we try to match up kids that are right to work together. So we focus on individual student providing differentiated learning, and we embrace all children who can benefit from active outdoor experiential learning. And so this can be really a particularly attractive program for students who with neurodiverse spectrum, but it's good for all children to be active and outdoors. So they have fun in their learning, even though they might not always realize that's going on at the same time. Winter, spring, fall, we're outdoors with the kids all year round. The stream is fun at every time of the year. So our curriculum is multifaceted. We focus on tefillah and prayer. Everything is founded in Torah in terms of mitzvot or commandments, a mitzvah. We focus on those that have to do with God, those that have to do with life at home, those that have to do with interacting with others, those that have to do with being a good citizen. We celebrate holidays together. Children learn natural history. They learn some wilderness skills. We do a lot of community service projects. That's a really big part of what we're at. We have regular relationships. You'll see some pictures of them working in the garden. And the meditation, known in Hebrew as hitbodedut, being alone, meditating outdoors, praying, however kids want to use that time, talking to a tree, whatever works for each kid. That's their individual personal time outdoors during each time that we gather the children together. And here are some more pictures of the kids outdoors. Yeledi BaTeva is family-centered with regular family programs and opportunities for parents to engage in their children's learning. We have family programs every month, as well as the children's programs every month. Both of those are outdoors. Our in-person programs are outdoors. The only exception might be when we celebrate Hanukkah, or if we had really bad weather of some kind, we would move indoors. And this is celebrating Purim indoors. This was our last gathering together before the pandemic, and the kids are making hamantash in there. So since the pandemic, all of our Purim celebrations have been outside, but before that, we did meet indoors. A Hanukkah celebration during COVID outdoors, make every child making their own little Hanukkah. That was during COVID. Simchat Torah, the kids got to see the Torah up close outdoors. That was in our backyard, actually. And here's some nature art on Tu B'Shvat, the New Year for the trees. These are the various holiday celebrations that we're doing. Yeladim BaTeva takes place outdoors in the woods and focuses on earth-based eco-Judaism, community service projects, and acts of advocacy and justice. As we teach children about the Torah basis for caring about the world beyond ourselves and beyond our homes. This is a map of the Knobscot Scout Reservation where we meet, and we rent space from the Boy Scouts there. It is actually the only publicly open Scout reservation in the country, so very blessed. It's a huge space and backs up to other conservation preserved land. There's almost 1,000 acres of preserved land there. So when we're up in the woods, we feel like we're way out in the woods. It's wonderful. And this is another map. The first map showed the various cabins and things that they have, but you can see there's a huge network of trails here. This is a real blessing to have this in our neighborhood. One of the things we do regularly every spring and every fall is we volunteer at the Framingham Community Farm, which donates all the food grown there to a Place to Turn food pantry in Natick. So these are just a few images. It's a really wonderful experience, and the kids are, they recognize it. They come back each year, and we teach the same time that they work. We alternate two groups, and we teach about food justice, and we teach about food in the Torah and giving to the poor and all of these mitzvot, these commandments that come to us from Jewish tradition. We volunteer doing trail work of some kind at the Knobscot Scout Reservation, which we do that. We've done that just about every year lately. So that's another program that we have regularly. This was an example. This was pre-COVID when we used to do more things indoors, and we were making doggy treats and delivered them to an animal shelter, which was a lot of fun. One family later went back and got themselves a kitten. So you never know what will happen, right? We also made cards for hospitalized kids. These are some of the things that we've done to help kids know what they're doing. And then parents too have been involved separately, just as adults, in some community service project. And this is, as Jessica says, speaks of being grateful to have worked with the JCRC to get a home set up in Dorchester for some Afghani refugees. And so this was 3 of the parents who took a load of things that had been donated to Dorchester. Yeladim BaTeva includes a pathway to a mitzvah or an alternative coming of age ceremony. So this is Elias when he had his he was the first one to have his bar mitzvah. And as you can see, it's traditional in that he's reading from the Torah scroll, and it's not traditional in that this was outdoors. This is actually in their backyard. They have an incredible backyard, but different parents have done different things. And we make this work for each kid, depending on what their particular needs are and their family. And this was this spring, and Milo, we were under a tent, which is a good thing because it was pouring rain. But he said, I've been lucky enough to experience my Jewish learning out in the beautiful sun and the rain and the cold too. I can't imagine another way to have done this. And he learned to read Torah, which was really beautiful and wonderful. And that's Lizzie, his teacher, standing with him. Yeladim BaTeva is an inclusive community that welcomes all families, including interfaith families, LGBTQ plus families, and Jews of color. And one of the things that I've realized is one of the reasons that Yeladim BaTeva feels so welcoming to interfaith families is that we're not going into somebody's house of worship that might be different than what mine is if I'm the non-Jewish person. We're out in the woods, and the woods is for everyone. And so that's a good start. And then we just welcome each kid for who and what he is, he or she, or they or them. Each one is welcome. So the Yeladim BaTeva program includes one Sunday morning children's program that's about 2.5 hours. It includes 2 half-hour weekday online Zoom classes. That starts in grade 2. 1 outdoor family holiday or other program per month. These are usually on Sunday mornings, but once in a while they're at a different time. And 1 Shabbat family program per month, which might be a Shabbat morning service, a Friday evening full moon walk, a Shabbat or Havdalah dinner in members' homes, or some other kind of program. But those are the 3 main things that we do. So these are the programs that are open for everyone. And one of the, if you miss a family program on a Sunday morning, then maybe you can come to one of the Shabbat programs instead. But you can come to both of them. The more you come to, the more rich your family's experience will be. And then there's an optional and additional individually paced Hebrew reading, speaking, and understanding program on Zoom. And that's 30 minutes a week, although it's, because of holidays and stuff, it's not every week, but it's most weeks. And then a traditional or non-traditional bar mitzvah ceremony at age 13, and there are post-bar mitzvah learning opportunities as well. And that's just a new program we're beginning as our children reach that age. So I want to be upfront about the financial information and open about that. And this is, it is less expensive than a traditional program, but we do have to pay our teachers and our directors. And so, there is a cost. So the first child is $900, the second child is $850, and the third child is $800. There are then the Hebrew reading and prayer program is an extra $500. So just because that is optional, we don't have that as part of the regular fee. And children start that usually in 4th or 5th grade. Depending on the family, you can decide. But 5th grade would really, if they start in 5th grade, they can make it to their bar mitzvah, okay, in 7th grade. But if they start in 4th grade, it will be slower and a fuller understanding, and it will be less work for them preparing for their bar mitzvah. So families must be members of Mayan Tikva. First-time families are invited to become a suggested donation of $360. The membership is a donation. The school is a fee. So the school is a set amount, and the membership is, we are suggesting a certain amount, but you can pay more or less as you are able. And for returning families, it's a suggested donation to $650. All that's given, no one would be turned away for financial reasons. And just a few more pictures for you as we close out. Literally, we hug the trees. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me at rabbi@mayantikva.org. Thank you for listening, and please do feel free to be in touch if you have any questions. Take care. Bye-bye.